Now, guys, welcome to this quick end of season wrap up for HPW. WWE 2K23 Universe Mode, Guardian Prime, and HPW. We're on the final screen for Edge of Glory. Wasn't a bad show. Wasn't a great show. The Battle Royal was pretty good, I thought. Travis Taylor, the first ever HPW World Champion, also the first ever HPW Continental Champion. So, yeah, he's the inaugurator, if you will. Yeah, final two were him and Bitches, so it was a decent little battle royal. This was a nice little sleeper. I haven't actually watched the fin. I had to accept the delivery while the match was at the end, so I didn't actually see the end, and I haven't got back to the editing yet. I'm doing this directly after the show so I can move on to the next season. But yeah, Brody Edwards, Aiden Bennett won. Bit slow in places. I felt like on both sides they could have, they threw away the lead, the advantage, by taunting or just not doing much. So I felt like that could have been a bit tighter. This was Rambo almost had it, and yeah, a bit of a clusterfuck there. This match could have ended a lot quicker. Scorn gets the win. It was a decent enough six-man ladder match. It's going to be hard to keep track of when I do the commentary for it. Again, haven't edited the PLE yet, but yeah, it was good little match, but a short match, 16 minutes for a six-man ladder. But what can you do when it's all AI? It is what it is. But Scorn's the gold standard. Scorn has the briefcase, and he can cash in that for an HPW title shot anytime in the next year. Now this was the finish was weird, but it's one of those things you can explain away in I mean, it went 24 minutes. I mean, about 22. It was 20 plus minutes after entrances, and they had to be exhausted. The amount of fucking finishes they hit on each other, those guys must have been shattered. So the mud hole stomps in the corner, getting the pin, might seem a bit iffy, but it was a good match. It was a lot of pin breakups. A lot of finishers were hit. It was a high impact match. It was I enjoyed watching it. Tag team title match. Actually ran this in exhibition as a simulation just to see how it would go. And it went pretty much the same way, except for the fact that Burnstorm lasted longer. But yeah, it was a decent enough match, and the fact that Burnstorm didn't last as long, I kind of preferred that, because it doesn't make. Because Adams and Lovecraft, they had the two-man two-on-one advantage for a bit, but in the exhibition match I tested, they had it for a lot longer, and it kind of came across as a bit mean in a way. But a good little match. I was pleased with it. The main event, my match. The one botch was putting him through the wrong panel on the roof, I think, where he didn't go through the burning table. I did that in GM mode, and it looked fucking awesome, but it didn't pull off here. He still went through, which was a high-impact move, but I ended up having to, improvise with a powerbomb in the ring. And for some reason, my eye just kept going to the star counter. And I think the highest we got was 4 stars, and I was thinking to myself, well, it's not great. I mean, I definitely think the star counter is a bit off. I think I'm going to turn that off just so it doesn't distract me, because it would have got very repetitive, or I would have had to go into, like, wrestling in a Hell in a Cell last man standing match. Yeah, I don't think the star counter does these matches justice all the time. But yeah, I was happy with the outcome. I wish the panel spot on the roof worked. He went through the table, but that's on me for. Well, I guess it's not really. I couldn't really see properly. It's on the cameraman. We'll blame the cameraman. But at least the panels broke. It's been a long-running problem in WWE 2K games with the Hell in a Cell roof panels not breaking. It was even as far late as last year, but at least the panels broke. So all in all, a solid show. I'm going to skip to next show. We're not going to do anything else because what I want to do is I want to do a draft between Raw and SmackDown for Season 2. But I want to check some stats. Let's check the power rankings for Horizon Pro Wrestling. Well, it's HPW and Real Japan technically because I'm way down in 25th. I think it's got both rosters, but why is Raiden top of it on the HPW one? Well, Violation's bottom. It's too bad we can't check the stats. No, we're not going to edit it. Let me just, we'll go to next show. Yes, all tonight's matches are finished. So we'll leave that for now. We're going to edit shows. We'll go into Horizon Pro Wrestling. For some reason, the power ranking was weird. It was showing the Real Japan power ranking, but the Guardian Prime top. Been champion most of the season. Dragosan having a strong showing. Chuck Adams and Clinton Lovecraft. Probably tag team of the season, I'd say. Only 2-time tag team champions, and they held the titles. Their first reign is the longest tag team title reign of this belt. Well, of either of the belts, to be fair, because the RJPW tags just keep getting swapped every month. Yeah, really impressed with those two. Considering how little I did with them in the past. Like I said, on the Xbox 360 RCW, they were my backstage interviewers. And when I relaunched RCW on the PS4 in WWE 2K16, didn't really get far with the series in general, and they didn't really factor in much. So I'm really pleased with how they've gone. And then we got Landon Scott. It's as another one, because Jared was the first one I created back on SVR 11, and then I've always considered him like the star of the team, like the Shawn Michaels, and I'm not saying Landon's the Marty Jannetty by any stretch, but he's definitely moved away from that. If that comparison was ever going to be made, he's definitely moving further and further away from that. I'm really impressed with how Landon's coming along. Maelstrom. He's, I've had tougher battles, haven't I? He was supposed to be like my fucking main end boss, if you will, but I don't know. Travis Taylor's doing well up there, the new Continental Champion. Aiden Bennett, Jake, another surprise one. Yeah, I wasn't expecting him and Brody to be tag team champions. Jay Cassidy up there. Jared Scott rounds out the top 10 with Brody Edwards just outside, and Tyler Harris in 12th. And then we've got a couple of Real Japan guys, Lee Draven, Kuso Yaro, Arik Torres. Scorn, I thought he'd be higher. Titan Maximus, Rambo Johnson. Honestly expected Santiana to be higher as well, to be fair. Matt Cassidy, Rex Wesley, Ross Lee, Betty, Wonderboy Omega, Red Saber. Imagine being below a Wonderboy. To be fair, the Wonderboys are awesome. Magnum Price, Yamamoto, Spring Rollins, Sean O'Savor is down there, Ramen Reigns, Bitches, Sozard. He's above Wonderboy Alpha, Bean Ambrose, Satoru Suzuki, Akira Yamashita, Ultimo Cyclone, Wong McDonald's down there as well, Burnstorm, Violation, John Taylor, Colby Banks, Raiden's, they have their rankings are different. This is based on the HPW stuff. as you saw, Raiden was top on the other one. So Hose, Hyperspeed, Devil Sexy, Riley Betch. Apparently she's on our show. The former Red. I'm not supposed to put her on the show yet. Predator and Wonder Girl Dynamite. Okay. Let's check some championship stats. We can't from here. We have to go to the other one. Let's check the Real Japan power rankings and see if that's what we was looking at before. No. So unless it might have been because it all switched after I ended show. Maybe Raiden was top at that point, but I don't see why. It might be because that Real Japan was the day before Edge of Glory, so they had that extra show. So it must have been like based on that. So yeah, these are the final power rankings for the year. So yeah, we've already been through that. Let's go to some championships and let's check out the HPW stats and see how long I've held the title for now. Still 1 time earned. 306 days. Almost at a year. Okay, and then Ross Lee, 30 days still, obviously. Let's look at the Trailblazers. 2 times. Their days earned is in total, so it doesn't show their first reign, how long their first reign was, and then their second reign. It's just combined 169 days over 2 reigns. So, pretty impressive. 4 sets of tag team champions we've had. Obviously the Scots don't show up because they were champions going in. They were awarded the belts because they won them in exhibition. Yeah. And then, obviously, the Continental Championship. Travis Taylor's held it once. He's held it for a day. Raiden, so far the only Real Japan World Champion, held it for 112 days. Strong reign. It's coming up to 4 months. Yeah, it will be when the next, by the time the next Real Japan show hits, that'll be his 4 months. Our National Championship, Roman Reigns, the only champion, 71 days. And then the World Tag Team Championships held by the Sense of Right Alliance. Ultimo Cyclone and Hyperspeed took it off Jared and Landon Scott, who took it off Spring Rollins and Dean Ambrose, who took it off Akira Yamashita and Katsuyori Yamamoto. All one-time champions. Longest reign, 36 days. The Scots held it for 35. The Order held it for 28, and the current champions holding it for 8 days thus far. I just want to quickly check something there. Yeah, it does. It shows like the order of the championships. So their 2 reigns are in there. You start off with the Scots, then the New Millennia, Trailblazers, family, back to the Trailblazers. Really, I'm impressed with those 2. And we go to Superstars. It's a shame we can't check their win-loss ratio from here without going into like WrestleMania appearances. It's not WrestleMania, it's the Big Fight Feels and the I don't know why it shows it as WrestleManias, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, do I go into Superstar mode just to check the stats? Check the win-loss records? I feel like I want to. See, this episode's going to be all admin. So, let's go to options. Just checking these. Let's go to Superstar mode. I'm not sticking with Superstar mode. I just want to check his win-loss record. Ah, shag. It's reset, hasn't it? Because the end of the year. I should have done this after the fucking... I should have come out of Edge of Glory and done it like that. Bollocks. Tits. Well, at least I haven't got to go through all of them. Because I would have done that. I'd have fucking done that. I'd have gone through every fucking wrestler on my roster. Just to see how it goes. What the win-loss records were. But everybody's going to be reset. Oh, what the fuck? It's gone through Raw and NXT? Ah, because I switched to Bennett. So, much like we lost the final SmackDown and RJPW results of last season, we've lost the first Raw and NXT results of this season. Or next season, sorry. That's a great start, but we're starting off straight into it. Here is where I'll start adding in the PLEs. No more Big Fight Feel. Because we'll be adding in our PLEs. It'll be Fallout. Which, let's... import show. Yeah, these are all the ones I downloaded from Community Creations. Hence why I was able to have a 6-man backstage brawl and all that good stuff. Excuse me. Right, so Fallout goes there. Only having 6 matches. Host show, Horizon Pro Wrestling. And then June, instead of Big Fight Feel, because there's no more Big Fight Feels. June was, I think, Doom. Yes. And then July is that's a oh god, I hope I don't get this video blocked. I was curious, I wanted to know what it was about. I was looking for ECW arenas and that just popped up. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to finish off setting up these. I'm not fucking showing that again. I don't know who fucking made it, but I'm going to finish off setting up Season 2. That's about it, really. I just want to do like a post-season review. Check some stats. And all that good shit. So, that's about it for this. Hope you've enjoyed this season. I have. A few frustrating moments, but nothing major. And I probably will carry on more story-driven in Season 2 as well. Like, doing my own like angles and fucking booking it, being more proactive with the booking. It was Doom. But yeah. I'll end it here while I just finish off setting up this stuff. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in Season 2.